Generation is full of masculine women because men aren't men anymore. Women are constantly in grind mode. Women are constantly doing everything on their own. Women cannot depend on men for anything. Her being in her masculine energy is a defense mechanism, because if she doesn't do it, no one else is going to. And the last thing she wants is another man wasting her energy and taking more from her. Not every woman has to be put in this box of cook me dinner, make me babies, keep quiet. Some of us were born to run the world.
Well, good luck with that, but let's be honest, it seems like we're already seeing the cracks. The feminist movement in its current form is often criticized for being a lost cause, and more people are starting to question its trajectory. Some even argue that it's on the brink of collapse, like a dying star that's already beginning to implode upon itself.
When you're dealing with women who are like, oh, you got it, let's spin it. These are broke women. I hate broke women. Broke women disgust me. And you can hear it in their thinking, and you can see it in the limitations of their imagination. You know that they will never add to your growth as a man. I can tell you so many stories of broke broads and how they think and behave is really very disgusting. And broke is a mentality. It's not necessarily a financial situation. It's an attitude. It's a view, and it's unfortunately quite common. I got so much to say.
I have OnlyFans.
This here's the cold hard truth. I gotta give it to you. So don't tear up.
Oh God, are you gonna? I already know where it's going.
The type of men that you want won't want you, because it's different types of top tier men. You got men that make money, but they're simpish in the mind. And those men you could run laps around and they don't truly know their value, so you're not really going to respect them long term.
Yeah, don't want that.
They may attract you by pulling up in a nice whip. They may attract you by, maybe saying the right thing at the right moment, or you just may smell the money on them. Long term ain't going to work because they beta in the mind. So you got those type of males. They don't understand their value. But the men that actually understand their value and understand women, right? These men look for certain types of characteristic traits in a woman. They look for a virtuous woman. And the OnlyFans would disqualify you from a huge majority of those men.
I go to church. I read the Bible. I pray to God. Listen, I have a conversation with God every day. He knows why I'm doing it.
You still throw the OnlyFans up there like, oh, God,
well,
my booty.
Well.
Just because a woman has money, it doesn't automatically mean she's not broke. It sounds harsh, but it's true. And here's why currency itself, money, is a masculine construct. It represents institutional value, security, and systems that have been created by men. These systems assign the value of money, but for women, true currency isn't found in green bills or gold jewelry. What's truly valuable to men, the ones who often create and maintain these systems, has less to do with material wealth and more to do with character, integrity, and principles. Men, in many ways, determine the structure of society's value systems, so women seeking to define themselves solely by money may find themselves in a losing game.
End up being homeless in the streets. I don't know what the f***'s gonna happen to you. Good luck with your $23 an hour.
Thank you.
Shut the f*** up.
Why?
You're still gonna be broke. Okay?
So nice.
They can talk to me. You can't talk to me. I'm sure they have a lot of money.
Okay, then why are you trashing them? You're on their podcast. You're in their chair. You're in their property.
Well, I mean,
Humble yourself. Humble yourself.
I don't have a lot of money,
Humble yourself, babe.
Okay, well, do you know what? It doesn't matter.
but I'm still not a prostitute.
Okay, whatever. I don't.
I
At that
just
point,
want to
whatever.
point that out.
At that point, whatever. It doesn't matter.
You know, I don't say this often, but Amanda's getting closer to the truth than most women. I've seen about 80% there, in fact. And I'm honestly shocked. But here's the thing, it's not just Amanda's fault, or the fault of any single woman. The real reason we're seeing cracks in the system is because men have started to walk away. If men hadn't made this choice, we wouldn't be seeing these signs of regret or recognizing that the feminist machine is starting to falter. Amanda, like many women today, is looking around, asking why so many men have exited the stage. They're playing somewhere else, focusing on their own lives, their own growth. And now she's starting to make a series of concessions, admitting what many women have been reluctant to face. So, here's where I'm going to throw Amanda a bone and offer a little man guide in the process. Men have never outright said that women are inferior, but we have always seen women as secondary in the traditional sense within the context of an age-old divine chain of command. Challenging that structure often leads to problems, and we've seen the impact of that over decades.
So Layla, have you got any shallow icks?
When he flies economy.
Pardon?
I need a rich man.
She needs to go Dubai and get one of them uncles over there to pee on her.
Or if
Do you know how much business class is?
I am not settling for anything less than 6 or 7 figures.
This is a fucking joke.
I'd prefer the private jet if possible.
Are you being dead serious?
Well, I have a chihuahua, and he's my life. He's my whole world.
You think your chihuahua's going on holiday with me? Yeah, you're not gonna get me mad right now.
I have high standards.
There's no chance.
Not necessarily you, but I'm bringing him with me where I go.
I'll kick that little shit. She's doing my head in with her chihuahua. She thinks she's Paris Hilton.
He's only vexed because he's broke, let's be real.
If he's flying economy, that's an ick.
Imagine him in that Ryanair chair, all crumpled up, because there's no leg room. Ryanair
don't have. They don't have thing though.
Yeah, so we just get the jet.
Private jet.
I don't do Ryanair, okay?
Bro, you're annoying me. Right?
I could get the jet, but it's like whether you.
You can pay for a jet right now.
But it's whether you can keep.
You can pay for a jet right now.
I want a man that can keep up with me.
You can pay for a jet right now.
Here we go.
You know she ain't been on a private jet. She's going on Boeing 111. You can pay for a private jet.
It's not as much as you think.
Why would I go and spend 10K?
But maybe you just don't have enough money then.
Yeah, I don't have enough money.
He's definitely broke.
Have you ever gone on a private jet?
I've not spent my own money on it, no.
Oh, but you've been on a private jet?
I have, yeah.
Look at her. She's a gold digger. I can see threats.
And you know what? The only men that call a woman a gold digger are the ones that can't afford her anyway.
Oh,
it's annoying as fuck.
When you say that the rational brain, the reasonable brain, should be rejected in lieu of the emotional mind, and that you focus on that emotional mind because it makes you happy. This is the equivalency to me of pure hedonism. My problem comes in when emotion becomes collectivized, especially in women, and that creates some sort of like power move. And then that begins to sway society or move society in a way which causes significant problems. For instance, the inequality in the courts between men and women when it comes to women initiating most divorces, and the reasoning that they put behind initiating most of the divorces has nothing to do with the fact that they were being cheated on, but that they have irreconcilable differences. In other words, they don't feel those butterflies anymore. Now we have kids brought in the equation in these relationships, and then what ends up happening is mommy, because she doesn't feel the butterflies anymore, leaves dad for Chuck down the road who gives her the butterflies.
Here's the key next step I'm not seeing from you or anyone else writing about these issues if we're really talking about restoring the status quo that worked for everyone surrendering the things women didn't rightfully earn. That means relinquishing privileges that were gained through government handouts or systematic corruption, not through genuine merit. If you can truly understand that women have never been suited to pursue traditionally masculine goals rooted in the systems men created and maintain, then we might finally see the possibility of real restoration. But I'm still not seeing it here.
I feel like if you're dating someone, like the passionate matter.
So let me ask you a question, just a quick question. If a man has a history of domestic, does his past matter?
Yeah.
Okay, then. Is there anything else you wanted to add to that?
But I'm saying, like, I wouldn't go digging into his, like, ex-relationships, like,
Wait, I'm sorry. If you were told by a friend of yours that a man you were dating had a history of domestic, you wouldn't go digging, really?
I actually got told a lot about my current boyfriend. Like, people came up to me and were telling me things about him when we went out. And from seeing his character, like, I knew that that was just bullshit.
Okay, you didn't go poking around, though?
I didn't need to, because I didn't care about what was happening previously.
What if you were told that he had a history of kid diddling? Would you go poking around then, since you have a daughter at home?
I use my discernment on. That's why he's the first person that ever met my daughter.
Do you think that they're just going to announce themselves and all their creepy vibes are just going to come out at once? Okay, well, let me just ask this very simply then. Would you allow somebody who had ever diddled a kid around your daughter?
Obviously not.
Well, then I guess their history matters, doesn't it?
The feminist movement is one of the biggest reasons for the divorce rate, because women have become so masculine. Woman gets in her masculine energy. A lot of times she'll be disrespectful to her husband. And men don't do well with disrespect. There's surveys that say that 80% of men say they would rather be alone and unloved than to be disrespected. And see, the feminist movement has taken it so far over the years to, it's not just equal rights anymore. Now it's men are being diminished and devalued and demoralized. What do we need men for? We don't need men. We can buy our own cars and we can vote. We can make our own money, run our own businesses. We can even have babies without men. And that makes men feel awful. A man doesn't feel he has anything to contribute to that woman's life. He's got to move on down the road.
Damn, Amanda, you were so close. I'd move forward with this article, but I'm going to save everyone some time and say it. She just fell into the same trap that so many of these so-called reformed feminists do. She acknowledged how feminists are a primary driver behind low fertility rates and many of the setbacks we see today, but once again she missed the mark and refused to let go of the truth. If things are ever to return to normal, women need to embrace traditional femininity, just as they did in the past. This is something I've been saying for a while now. Men cannot and will not compromise. That's part of the problem. We've been compromising on too many things for too long, and it's what got us into this mess in the first place. Men are wired to do things that women aren't, things that are vital to the structure of society. If men didn't step up, the world as we know it would collapse in less than 72 hours. It's not about how men could disappear, but when. Men hold the foundation together, whether we want to admit it or not. Amanda, ladies, you need men for all the things you are simply incapable of, and that's okay. It's not an insult, it's a reality. Women and men have distinct, valuable roles that complement each other.
A lot of the women who have been on the show say things like, man, my money's good. Like, I'm earning well. I'm an independent woman. I'm like, all right, cool. What kind of man you want? They're like, he needs to be a provider. Like, whoa, hold on. Like, what do you mean by a provider? Like, he needs to have money. He needs to give me money. He needs to provide. Whoa. If you have money, why does he need to provide? She didn't say he needs to be wealthy or he needs to be accomplished. That's a different thing. Because sometimes that's just a reflection of your merit as a man. But when you got to provide, which means you got to drop some coins in the pot, well, that make me think, baby, you ain't got no coins in your pot.
You know what's crazy?
What's crazy?
No, they have all these accolades.
Oh.
The realism of it all is they know the truth.
Oh.
They know the truth. They couldn't buy the happiness. No matter how hard they went to work, no matter how many degrees they got, they can never buy the happiness. It's not a thing you can get on receipt.
Is that true? You don't worry about things? No, because it doesn't do any good. The thing is, let's say you worry about a problem. So here you are worrying and all this stuff. All of a sudden the problem's solved. All that anguish for nothing. You know, the thing is, worry doesn't solve the problem, and it actually hinders the problem. What you've got to do is try to find ways of solving that solution, or that problem, finding a solution for the problem. And if you do, then you don't have time to worry about it. You find formulas, you find things that will help you work toward what you want.
The formula that's worked for centuries, the one that has allowed women the safety and freedom to discuss these topics openly, is masculinity. It's on the shoulders of men, through their strength, determination, and creation of the systems that provide stability, that women have been able to have these freedoms in the first place. Now, I do see these tone shifts in articles and conversations as a sign that women are beginning to realize that the system they've tried to build is failing. It's taken some time, but it's finally starting to happen. Women are waking up to the truth that the mechanisms they've pushed for have led to a crisis in the very things they were trying to change.